Tonight at 11, it's been dubbed the largest tax increase in Washington state history, and Democrats just pushed it through. We're breaking down what's inside the $77 billion state budget bill. Coming up also, a look ahead at Portland Public Schools' highly anticipated public hearing for its $2 billion budget proposal, the biggest cuts and questions still on the table. Plus, a human body sparking an investigation in North Portland, where it was found and the status of that investigation right now. Identified a murder suspect who they say killed 31-year-old Courtney Clinton. The suspect currently behind bars in Kentucky facing unrelated charges. The news comes 5 months after officers found Clinton dead inside her car with her unharmed toddler in the same back seat. K2's Victor Park joins us live from Vancouver with more details on the suspect and victim. Victor. And we do begin tonight at 11 with breaking news. Right now, Portland police and fire are responding to reports of a possible hit-and-run crash in North Portland. We want to get straight out to K2's Victor Park, who joins us live near the scene, which is near the intersection of North Portland Road and Marine Drive, right on the edge of the Columbia River near Hayden Island. Victor, a lot of police and fire there. What can you tell us so far?
Since that last live shot, we watched authorities bring the suspect out in handcuffs. He was limping, and he is now inside of this ambulance right over here. I just spoke to police, and they confirmed that the suspect is wanted for a possible hit and run down the road. They say that he did suffer minor injuries. He also lost a shoe. The people in the other vehicle also suffered minor injuries. I do want to show you this video that we took of the suspect right over here. This is him as police were walking him to the ambulance. He's obviously being checked out, but this is earlier when they brought him down from that bridge. It prompted a huge response from police and firefighters. Again, they say that the suspect left a crash scene, went onto that bridge where a train track is, and over the Columbia River. Again, now he is in custody inside of this ambulance waiting to be checked out. We're live here in St. John's. I'm Victor Park, K2 News.
What an update, Victor. Thank you very much for that. Breaking news from North Portland. We are still gathering information on that. Make sure you stick around with us. We're going to be updating you on air and online. We're going to have the latest information on the K2 News app.
Sine die. Sine die.
Developing right now, Washington state lawmakers wrapping up the 2025 session in Olympia. They have just under an hour to make their final decisions on bills, budgets, and more. Here's the top 3 things you need to know. A $77.8 billion state budget bill is now on its way to the governor's desk. Around $12 billion of state revenue will come from tax hikes alone. That's the largest tax increase in Washington state history, and that's where the biggest concerns lie tonight. Karina Vargas from our Seattle sister station lays out the big debate in Olympia. And we have more from Washington Governor Bob Ferguson. He originally opposed a larger $21 billion tax bump. He said this in response today, quote, "I want to thank our legislators, staff, and my team for all their hard work as we faced a $16 billion budget shortfall. I appreciate that the legislature heard my concerns and dramatically reduced the revenue in the final budget. I intend to carefully review all revenue increases." K2 will keep you updated on Washington's 2025 session as bills and budgets head to Governor Ferguson's desk. For around-the-clock coverage, go to KATU.com. And now we want to turn to a story that's developing here in Oregon and nationwide. At least a dozen student visas in Oregon have been revoked by the federal government. Students now in limbo may be forced to leave the country. Let's get straight to K2's Tanvi Verma, who joins us live from the Portland State University campus. And Tanvi, there's still speculation about why these students are losing their visas, but no definitive answer yet.
Exactly, Barry. So we reached out to ICE to get that definitive answer, and we have not heard back. There is speculation, though, that all of this could be in a relation to pro-Palestine protests that erupted all over college campuses, just like this one.
New tonight at 11, Oregon wants you to be prepared and aware when it comes to flooding insurance. The Oregon Department of Emergency Management says both homeowners and renters should understand how this works. And this, of course, follows a state of emergency in several Oregon counties last weekend. This is what the streets looked like in Roseburg. Drone footage taken by Elijah Finlay. Our sister station in Eugene spoke to residents in Sutherland about what they saw after multiple storms caused significant flooding and landslides.
I was out here on the porch yesterday watching the water, and the neighbors, I mean, it was almost to their door.
Switching gears to weather. Today marks 3 years since Portland's historic late season snowstorm. You might remember this one. People woke up to several inches of snow across the metro area. Plenty of problems like wet snow downing trees and power lines. It caught drivers off guard, knocked out power for thousands as well. Several school districts even closed for the day. The National Weather Service said in 82 years of record keeping, PDX had never before recorded more than a trace of snow in the month of April. Now, we got to ask the million-dollar question. Meteorologist Dave Selesky, will we be seeing snow?
There is no snow in the forecast. That is not going to happen. As a matter of fact, we're going to see a big change, it looks like, in our forecast for some unusual weather, but no, not winter-like weather.
Now let's take a live look outside from our City Liquidators camera. After several days of cloud cover and rain, we are tracking a big warm-up over the next few days. We're talking sunshine and 70s in the forecast. Plus, in the Cascades and on Mount Hood, a new avalanche warning is in effect. Here's a live look at Highway 26 in Government Camp. The roadways are looking clear right now, but officials are warning of a chance of very large avalanches lasting until Monday morning. Switching gears here, Pike Place Market visitors are going to be noticing a big change at the Seattle fixture. For the first time in its 118-year history, the market closed to cars. Can you imagine? Because it was the first weekend of the new pilot program, and it's meant to cut down on congestion throughout the market. And this is what it usually looks like. And cars, of course, lining the street, people weaving through traffic. But now, those who try to enter Pike Street from First Avenue they're going to be greeted by a flagger tasked with limiting non-essential vehicles, including ride shares, from driving through the market's brick-lined street. And this is just the first stage of that pilot program. It will soon expand to Pine Street as well. The Pike Place Market Preservation and Development Authority says the pedestrian-friendly change promotes public safety in and around the market. So coming up, equally important story, Chipotle's taking a swing at customers pocketing their utensils. Their newest merch drop when we come back. Allison's going to love it. Much more to come here on K2 News at 11. Coachella is officially on, but with a bit of a rough start. See what's leaving some folks pretty angry as thousands descend upon the Southern California Music Festival. First, though, not the news many want to hear. Rent prices looking to tick up across Oregon's biggest cities soon. We're going to be breaking down a new report, and we have much more to come here on K2 News at 11. The Trump administration's crackdown on illegal immigration heating up over the weekend. We're going to tell you about 2 major busts that happened and the new legal pushback.
This is breaking news.
We begin tonight at 11 with breaking news out of Gresham. A 13-year-old boy sleeping in his home was shot and killed overnight by a stray bullet. Gresham police say this happened early this morning around 1:30 on Southwest 11th Street near the intersection of Powell and West Highland Drive. Police say a shooting took place inside of one apartment there, and multiple bullets went through walls into neighboring units. A 13-year-old was hit and later died. A second person was also shot but is expected to survive tonight. Police say no arrest has been made yet and that the East County Major Crimes Team is actively investigating. Anyone with information should call Gresham PD. Last question here. Any idea how long it will take to get Montero back to Clark County?
That's like the million-dollar question right now, Barry. Deputies are still trying to figure that out, even the Clark County Sheriff's Office. In fact, Clark County Sheriff's Office tells us that it all depends what happens with this extradition. In the next few days, if the suspect decides to waive his rights, well, he could be sent back here to Vancouver within a matter of weeks. But if he refuses to, it's going to take the governor from Washington and Kentucky to work together to try to get him back here. Barry?
Right. We'll be watching for that. Victor Park, thank you.
This is K2 News at 11 on your side.
K2 takes you on a ride along with Portland police. The guns, pursuits, drugs, and reckless drivers as officers crack down on street takeovers. Thank you for joining us for K2 News at 11. I'm Shelby Slaughter. Now, it was a busy night for PPB, and K2 was there to see some of that action. Victor Park joins us from the live desk tonight. And Victor, you went out to see them in action for street takeovers, but then ended up in another incident?
Yeah, and a whole other thing that we saw, Shelby. In fact, it continues to be a busy night for officers. Right now, it is a cat and mouse game as they try to stop street takeovers. But in the process of that, they were back to back on unrelated crimes as we take you for a ride along with Portland Police.
We began our night loading up with 2 Portland police sergeants. They are part of North Precinct's Focus Intervention Team. Saturday's focus, street takeovers.
We're driving out to the area of where we think they might be kind of gathering at, one of the potential spots.
It didn't take long before the lights and sirens started blaring.
So they've got a plane following this reckless motorcyclist. They decided not to pursue it because it's too dangerous. But this person is suspected of going at least 80 miles an hour on surface streets.
That motorcyclist fled to Vancouver. Well, not much cops can do there, but minutes later, someone else flees from officers.
This is what happened. The motorcycle officer here tried to pull over a driver suspected of going 90 miles an hour on surface streets. That driver took off, eventually abandoning the vehicle down the road here. But thanks to the air support unit, they were able to nab the 2 people inside of that vehicle.
Then another one. This time a car full of young men who police say they know well. One is arrested for having a gun. We didn't have time to rest before someone else led officers on another pursuit.
Is it usually busy like this?
It's not typically this busy, so I don't know why today, why tonight, but I think we definitely had enough resources out of this area.
Remember, these officers were here to stop street takeovers. They say even though these crimes are unrelated, their actions may have stopped a shooting and delayed the takeovers.
It seems like regardless, the message is being sent that you guys are not playing.
No, yeah, we're taking this pretty seriously.
Okay, and by the way, police warned those involved in street takeover activity could lose their car permanently. We expect to get an update on their crackdown later this week. In fact, as early as Monday. At the live desk, I'm Victor Park, K2 News.
Lots of great info there. Thank you so much, Victor.